So we've taken a look at a collector box of Tarkir Dragonstorm, but today we're going to open this play booster box, a little bit different. As I was saying before, this is a set I'm pretty excited about, so I'm looking forward to opening this one. We're going to get right into this, but just before we open it, I'd like to mention that this box is one that I got from MTG North. They're a sponsor of the channel. They have their own YouTube channel, which is pretty awesome, but they also have their own store, mtgnorth.ca, where they have a good selection of singles and sealed product. And if you'd like to buy any singles from them, you can use code 8thPlaceDave at the checkout and save 5% on your order. You can find that in the video description below, but we're gonna get right into this box now. So yes, these play boxes have 30 boosters in them now. They're smaller. But the funny thing is they're smaller, but they're cheaper. However, in Canada here now, they're smaller, but they're the same price as before. Kind of a bit more expensive, actually, because of the tariffs. So you just get less for the same amount. That's how it works, though. Anyway, I believe it's because these ones are printed, and yeah, these ones are made in the United States. It's interesting because these, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the ones which are printed elsewhere don't get hit by the tariffs. I think that's how that works. Anyway, let's open some packs. More interesting to look at Magic cards. It's been yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I did just like a play booster box opening, or like a booster box opening in general. So these ones have the cool stuff in back. Okay, we'll go past the commons pretty quickly. I'm not sure what the good uncommons are that I'm looking for. I know there's a common, the bird, where you can play any number of it in your deck. First rare is a Nature's Rhythm. Well, that one's pretty good, I think. It's like a Green Sun Zenith, but you can use it twice. So that's probably a good rare. We'll put this here, we'll put this here. Something like that, maybe. Save some room for mythics and stuff down there. We got some borderless something here. Herd Heirloom and this Riling Dawnbreaker. I think Herd Heirloom is good. That's one, I don't know, it seems like people aren't so excited about it right now, but I feel like it's going to be really good in Commander, maybe even in Standard as well, actually. I'm going to put the foils there. There's the bird. I'll try and make a cool stuff pile. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put in it yet. Maybe the land cycle if we find any of those. We got a turtle and a Cotis, the Fangkeeper. Two rares there. Swamp. I forgot art cards are a thing. The collector box that I opened, I feel like it was quite good. There was no special guest in it, which sucked. Hey, there's another one of these. But there were 13 mythics, including a borderless Ugin and a borderless Elspeth. Got a cool Crater Hoof. I feel like it was a pretty decent box. Dragonfire Blade. And another Tempest Talk, okay, in foil. Parination, our first mythic. It's a pretty good mythic, I think. Foil, token, common. Hopefully we'll get a special guest in this box. That'd be cool. You don't always get one. Quarry Mountain Monastery, okay. Yeah, that can go in a cool stuff pile. Right here. Currently the blue land from this cycle is the one that you're looking to get. Hopefully we'll get one. Ah, Ugin right there. We have Eugene for our second mythic. This is a very good card. It's, you know, the first Ugin is a gold stamped one of those. First Ugin was really good, and this seems a lot better than that one. Ursa Light Shatter. Okay. Reliquary Dragon. I'm not sure if this is one of the good tokens, but just looking at it, it feels like it should be. You know, one of the rare tokens. There's some of those in every set. Usually one or two of the tokens end up being rarer and more desirable than the others. We got the green village there, I can see. And also a Narset. Cool. Stillness and motion. I think... Yeah, I don't... This one is weird. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3. Then if your library has no cards in it, exile this enchantment and put 5 cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. That's good with, like, Leveler, I guess? Things like that, or you can just, like, mill yourself out. But I feel like there's better ways to, like, you just play Thassa's Oracle instead if that's your plan. Avenger of the Fallen, we got the White Village, Dalkoven Encampment. Couple of foils. Magmatic Hellkite. I think this card is really good. I feel like this has a chance to see Pioneer and maybe Modern play. So it's a 4/5 flying for 4. Those are good stats. When it enters, destroy a non-basic land an opponent controls. They search the library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it. It's the stun counter that does this for me. Because, you know, a lot of the time, just keeping them off of that one land for one turn makes all the difference. So if you can, you know, if you could ramp into this, play it on turn 3 or something. I'm gonna put that in the cool pile. Like, I would be tempted to just try and ramp into the... There's probably a way you can do it on turn 2, but anyway, just ramp into that on turn 3. You know, destroy the land, put a stun counter on it. Next turn, do it again, play another one, or like flicker this or something. This is a great flicker target. There we go, Mistrise Village, Borderless. That's definitely going in the cool pile. That's the one that you want from that cycle. Makes your stuff uncounterable. Any spell you cast uncounterable. Costs 2 extra mana, basically, because you have to play blue and tap this, but that's probably worth it. If you really need your spell to resolve. Look at the black. Do we have all of them? There's the black one from the cycle. We've got black, blue, white, green, and red. Okay, there's the whole land cycle. Halfway through the box. And fourth one of that bird. There's a Teamer Battle Crier and a Yathan Road Watcher. Only 2 mythics so far. Eugene there is the good one though. I don't know, is Ugin or the Mox Jasper the top mythic in this set? I feel like it's probably the Mox. It's a Windcrag Siege. That's a good one. We'll put that here. Thunder of Unity. Okay. The pack wasn't so exciting. This you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Okay. It's not the saga I thought it was. We got Anafenza. And a fresh start. Ureni, the Song Unending. Oh yeah, I think this is pretty good, right? So 8 mana, but it's a 10/10 with flying and protection from white and black. When it enters, it does X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures or planeswalkers your opponents control, or X is the number of lands you control. This seems really good to me, mainly because of this first ability, protection from white and black, because those are the two colors which would have removal, which could take care of this creature. You know, red has a removal also, but red is damage-based removal, and this is a 10/10, so it's going to be really hard to kill that in red. So this seems really hard to take care of if you don't have like a Wrath or something, a board wipe. It's 8 mana though, you know, that's Crater Hoof mana. Rediscover the Way. We got Sarkhan there. Sarkhan seems pretty good. Certainly good with dragons. I guess you would only ever play that with dragons because it's just a 2/2 that does nothing if you don't have dragons. Dragonologist. It's pretty good. It's basically like a better Augur of Bolas, if you know that card. But it's kind of better if you have dragons. I think maybe it costs a mana more, so I don't know. It's cool though. Stadium Head. Oh yes, that's the 1/1 Goblin. Not sure about this one. It could be okay. It's a 1/1 for 1 and it doesn't have haste. We'll see. It has potential at least though. There's so many good red 1-drops in Standard right now. There's a Songcrafter Mage. We'll put that in the cool stuff. Not sure if that one is actually going to be as good as people think it is, but it definitely has potential. You know, it looks like a Snapcaster Mage. Hollow Merc Siege, okay. We got Eshki and a Mox Jasper, nice, okay. I was just thinking about the Mox because, do I have an example here? Yeah, every time I go through the pack and I see a card that has this kind of border, or is there a better one? No, a card that has that kind of border, I'm like, oh, is that a Mox Jasper? Because there is a version of this, I believe, that has that border on it. I don't know why it makes me think of that, but that's pretty sweet. We're putting that here. It's our 4th mythic. There's some people saying this card isn't as good as people think it is, but I'm pretty sure it's really good. Like, yeah, you need a dragon. People thought that Mox Amber sucked for a long time as well. I remember I bought a bunch of... Well, not a bunch. I remember buying Mox Ambers for $7 each. Because people thought that card was bad. I don't think this is as good as Mox Amber. But I think it's probably still pretty good. All Out Assault, another mythic there. This is the Mardu one. Creatures you control have +1/+1 death touch. When it enters, if it's your main phase is additional combat phase. Okay, so it's one of those cards, but it's also an Anthem. So that's pretty decent. Getting down to the end of the box here. A Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. What does that do? Looks like Crucible of the Spirit Dragon and also Haven of the Spirit Dragon. So it's a land, you can tap for a colorless, you can tap to add mana of any color, only spend it to... Wait. Spend this mana only to cast a dragon spell or an omen spell. 4 tap, sack it, look for a dragon, reel it, put it in your hand and shuffle. That seems really good, actually. I feel like this probably got to be a good card. We got Winter Night. I have no idea what this does. Winter Night Stories, 3 mana, draw 3, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature. But it has Harmonize. It's probably pretty good, I think, because of being able to recast it. And a foil Mysterized Village. Dang. Our last pack. We have a New Way Forward and a Voice of Victory. That's a good card. Mobilize 2 during your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Definitely a good card. Okay. So we'll put this here, and this here. That feels like it was a good box. Not that many mythics, only 5. Once again, no special guest, but we got the top 2 mythics in the set. I will, like usual, do a little recap, take a closer look, and scan up the cards. Lay out the cool stuff for you to take a look at. I'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back, and here's the cool stuff laid out for you. So just like with the previous video with the collector box, the prices at this point, I feel like they don't really mean a whole lot because it's pre-release pricing. So currently TCG Player says that it's $345 worth of stuff by market price, but I don't know if that number really means much. However, though, we can take a look at the individual cards that we got. We got 5 mythics, so not that many. Compare that to the collector box, that was 13, but they're 2 different products. Got the good ones, though, so the Ugin and the Mox Jasper, both of those, I think those are the top 2 mythics in the set, so that's pretty sweet. And 3 others here, this Ureni, Perenation, and All Out Assault. This was kind of cool. I thought the entire cycle of the lands, and even an extra copy of the one that you want to get, the blue one, Mysterized Village there. 4 of this bird, the one where you can put any number of it in your deck. Apparently, yeah, Voice of Victory is one of the good rares, so that was cool to get. This is something I thought was quite interesting, was in the entire box, only 2 full art lands and 0 of the Dragon Eye ones. I don't know if you can even get those in play boxes, but in the whole box, just 2. So that sticks out to me because, you know, in the past, you would get, but sometimes one of these in every pack, and then they'll change it sometimes where you get it like 1 in every 4 packs or something, but this is 1 in 15 packs, so I wonder, you know, are these actually going to be desirable and hold some value? It's kind of hard to tell at this point. So that was the play box, though. It was also fun to open, and I'm looking forward to playing with some of these cards. If you'd like to make any decks with these cards, or look at decks that other people have made, I recommend checking out moxfield.com. They are also a supporter of the channel, but I'll put a link to Moxfield in the video description below. It's a service that I use when building my decks, so you can find my profile there and look at all of the decks that I've built on Moxfield. Also, if you'd like to become a supporter of the channel, you can find my Patreon in the video description below, where I have the Token of the Month tier, where every month I send out a new custom foil token each month. But I'd like to thank all of the patrons that support me on Patreon, and also everyone should come join my Discord server, that's linked below as well. Otherwise though, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.